No doubt during this long and endless election cycle, you've enjoyed a laugh or two over a meme, a Vine, or an Instagram photo of one candidate or another being skewered by a viral post. Now the question being, did some of them actually hurt the candidates?
Very early on in this presidential season, this Twitter meme of Ted Cruz and Grandpa Munster started going around. It fit the narrative and went viral. Same with this kind of stuff on Jeb Bush.
There are other people out there that are very qualified, and we've had enough Bushes.
It didn't help that he took his mother on the campaign trail, but Jeb Bush was the unmerciful target of dozens of memes and vines. Meanwhile, a series of Bernie or Hillary memes portrays Hillary as the boilerplate bore. Here is Bernie with a box of butter cookies, but Hillary has turned her box into a sewing kit. While biting, not so hurtful, unlike this. That awkward moment when Cruz tried to raise Carly Fiorina's hand in victory has been viewed millions of times and came right before his decisive loss in Indiana this week. More than any other candidate, Cruz has taken the Instagram hit, being likened to the Zodiac Killer, a blobfish, the Penguin from Batman, and many more. Did they make a difference? Meme's the word.
I think it did hurt Ted Cruz, really do. And to your point, Kelly, right at the end, bringing up the association with his father and putting him at the scene of the killing of John F. Kennedy with Oswald, you know, and absolutely no proof of who he was talking about or anything like that. But all of these things followed Ted Cruz for the entire time he was running.
But that was a Trump sliming. That wasn't a meme. And
you mean the father thing?
The bit with Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, but it took off. Everybody reported it as if it was news. I
know. Well, I think they reported it as there Trump goes again. Yeah. I don't think any of this stuff hurt Ted Cruz. I really don't. I mean, I think he did actually remarkably well given few natural gifts as a politician.
I'd argue among millennials it did.
I was going to say, I totally disagree. My mailbox was full of all this stuff. And my question always is, who has the time?
I know.
But other than that, I've enjoyed them.
Exactly.
And, you know, and as I've always said in talking to young people on college campuses and in other forums about voting and whatever, and they say, you know, I get my information, I trust the people that are in my Facebook feed, they're in my Twitter feed. And my question is, if the people in your Facebook and your Twitter feed are uninformed, guess what? You're getting not good information. So you might want to think about getting outside of that. So I would say, if you take that and that this is all anybody is getting, and they don't even know what the joke is half the time. Of course, this is, you know, for a certain demographic, I think it had an impact.
I mean, you know, there's no way to say this without being the grumpy old guy who wants the kids to get off his lawn, okay? So I guess I just have to go ahead and do it. I do believe there's room for fun and laughter in politics, and a lot of these memes are really funny. But if they wind up consuming time in the serious media reportage of this race and the coverage, it's wasted time. Anybody who wants this stuff knows how to get it. You get it in your Facebook feed. There are certain websites you go to get it. What scares me is the extent to which a meme will become a news story. My own news organization and every other one. They're all over it like, you know, like it's manna from heaven. I think that's a waste of time. I think we have the capacity to focus on a little more substance. We really ought to do it and leave the fluff.
We're also
But
showing our
you're talking about people. We know where to go get it. What I'm talking about is it's being pushed out. You know, so
well, that's what I mean.
People are pushing it out, and so I mean, I can't help but getting. I'm not looking for it, but I get it.
And when the mainstream media are doing the pushing, that's problematic.
Did you really see that much mainstream media pushing of memes going on in this cycle? Because I haven't seen it. You did?
Oh yeah, network news, hardly ABC News.
Okay, maybe we're just
is all internet memes and viral videos.
There are two caveats I think we should keep in mind here. Just because you have imaginary millennial voter X disseminating a funny meme involving Ted Cruz and the Zodiac Killer, say, does not mean that that same individual isn't capable and isn't already sizing up Ted Cruz on a very substantive level. It's not an either-or thing. And I would also say that you mentioned Jeb Bush in the setup piece. the meme works well if it corresponds with something that's real about the person.
Exactly.
When I saw Jeb Bush out there on the campaign trail, he looked like a guy who'd been told he had to do a job he didn't want to do and was trying to grit his teeth and get through it. And that's why the stuff about his mom worked and was funny, was because it dovetailed with this essential truth about his campaign.
Well, same with Ted Cruz. There's a sense that there was an evilness to him, and all of that stuff kind of.
And don't forget that a lot of people said they read the memes, did not know, and then said, hey, now I'm kind of interested to see who else is in the field and what he's all about and whatever. So I'm not saying people are not capable of finding more. I'm saying the question was, does it have an impact?
Well, first
yes,
of all,
it does. That's, you know.
People like Grandpa Munster, and that didn't seem to help Ted Cruz. Now, for anybody who hasn't seen it, Google Hillary Clinton and Olive Garden. It's well worth taking a look at.
All right.